here working out in the studio this evening, and I actually had a really great tip that I wanted to share with you guys. Um, I've been working on this painting here in the background, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how we construct a painting. A painting's a little bit like a building in some ways. You come up with a drawing with a blueprint, and then you build on that blueprint. You got to put a foundation down, you put walls up, you put, roof. You can't do one thing before you get another thing done in most cases. Painting's kind of like that as well. I remember when I was in junior high and high school, and basically my whole, before my adult life, everything beforehand, every teacher I'd ever talked to said that you paint a certain way. And that is that you start with a background and then you build layers as it comes closer to the foreground. And the funny thing is, everything I've ever learned as an adult, as a professional artist, says the exact opposite. Not the exact opposite, sorry, says that that's not the way we build a painting. And I'm here to tell you how most professional artists actually do that. And I'll try to explain to you why. That was a little weird with my mouth. I'll try to explain to you why, to see if that makes sense to you. Right now I've been working on a painting for a gallery up in Montana. And this painting has taken a lot of work. It's not shown here with a lot of work yet. But, a lot of drawing, a lot of gathering resources and stuff like that, and trying to figure out, what the painting's going to look like. How I build a painting is from dark to light. Now, if you can see here, this is where I'm moving my easel all over the place. You can see here, I've got these two figures on horses. It isn't a strict representation quite yet. These are generally just abstract shapes in purple. I'm not sure if you can tell they're purple on the video, but they kind of just look probably black or something, but they are in fact purple. And the reason I use purple is because that's an easy thing to push cool or warm if I want to change the temperature of that shadow. But anyway, this is the first thing I do. This is what I call the, and most people actually call it the block-in stage. This is where we block in, we get the masses, the dark masses put in. And the reason we build it from dark to light is because visually, dark things, they don't jump out at us, they recede. And light things jump out at us, like super bright, colorful, super light, bright, like white and stuff like that. That's the thing that jumps out at you, right? You notice a vibrant fluorescent pink or yellow or something like that. That's the thing that jumps out at you. So what you're doing is you're building a painting with dark things that are supposed to recede, and then you have layer upon layer of lighter and lighter paint on top of that. So that the natural, building of that artwork is set up in such a way that that's the way you look at it anyway. You would notice the things that are writing on the surface because they're light and they're bright. And the things that are darker and more subdued are going to be in the background. Does that make sense? I think it does. Anyway, the other reason, the reason that we don't build it the other way, from background to foreground, as I was taught when I was a little kid, there's a couple reasons for that. One, which is to me the biggest reason, is that when you build it that way, depending on what your medium is, you can have a problem with making it look like you pasted. So if you put a sky and then you put a mountain over the top of the sky and a figure or the foreground, if you're building that stuff on top of each other, the edges don't look right. The environment doesn't look right because you've kind of almost just cut out this figure and pasted it on there, right? You haven't really, let's use the word justified the environment to match the figure. In this particular case, what I would do is do the darkest, and then you do kind of the mid-tone colors, and then you do the lighter colors. And how you do that is that while, so basically the whole painting is evolving all together, all at the same time. And as we're doing that, we have an interplay of edge work between the thing that's coming in here and the thing that's coming in here. Okay? And once you bring those two together, you work those edges to make sure that they feel right, so that they appear right, so that it looks like that edge rolls over along the rump of the horse. When you paint it in stages, it makes it a lot more difficult to do that. So basically, we just want to make it look like the figures belong in the environment that they're set in, that the trees that belong, that everything belongs. And that's the reason we build it from dark to light and not from background to foreground. Now you know.